Recording, recording, recording. I guess action. Let's do it. All right. This is Lacebury. Welcome. If this is your first time here, if you've seen any of my videos in the past, then you know what we do here. We talk spiritual shit. You know what I'm saying? With no further ado, let's dive right into it. So the topic of this video is going to be about the beginning of your spiritual journey. And I felt like a lot of spiritual teachers, they always tell you about spirituality, but you know what I'm saying? I think they do talk about all that shit too. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna talk about my shit. So, but anyway, with that being said, right before I get into it, it's very important that I paint this picture for you so you understand what is it that you're getting yourself into, right? So imagine you going to vacation. Wakanda, Zamunda, Jamaica, wherever the fuck you want to go, right? So pretty much your attitude would be, okay, you knowing that you're going there to have a good time, right? But most importantly, what I'm trying to get to is that you wouldn't be involved in, like in certain political aspect of the country, or you wouldn't be involved in certain, I don't want to say, the bottom line is going on vacation, you don't give a fuck about, I mean, you do want to know what's happening. I mean, okay, just for the sake of the point that I'm trying to make here, you would want to know where you're going. You would want to know, about the security. Is it safe? Shit like that. You would want to know certain things, obviously. But the point that I'm making here is that by you going to vacation, you're not involved in the political aspect of what's taking place in that particular location, or you wouldn't be involved too much on trying to do like society reform, some sort of structure or restructure certain things, because that wouldn't be your business. Do you see what I'm saying? Because the bottom line is you're just there not to stay, but you're just there for a short time. You're there for a purpose. Okay, so now keep that in mind. So here we are here, fast forward on Earth, right? We are all travelers here. Listen, that's why we have ancestors. So that means you had people that came before us, and then you have us, right? So one thing for sure is that we're just travelers here. We're not here to stay. Okay? So with that being said, it's important for us to understand that, because you're here to die. Die well, motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? But again, the whole purpose of me saying that you're here to die, it's not necessarily to scare you off. It's mainly to let you know there has to be a higher purpose. I'm trying to talk to your higher self here. Maybe there has to be something greater than this. And by greater than this is, it's like, it's just for you to acknowledge, okay, what the fuck? Why am I here for? Because I feel like a lot of people who are, I mean, pretty much that are being distracted, and that's what the whole Jesus parable about the what is it, the sower, or I can't recall exactly how it actually went, but pretty much talking about different type of travelers that came to Earth and that are pretty much distracted by maybe the sin, like I mean, it's good, you're supposed to be enjoying that, right? But the bottom line here is that you have to know that you're a traveler here. And with that being said, okay, so what am I here to do? Okay, that's the very premise. I mean, I felt like keep having this in mind now will help you to go, okay, so if I'm not here to stay, I'm just a traveler here. Get it, check. Then what am I here for? Or better yet, who the fuck am I? Right? So I think it's very important for you to have those basic question in mind, because that's going to help you to get on the path that you need to get. Like if you don't acknowledge what needs to be acknowledged, how can you like you definitely gonna lose focus. A lot of people that are living on earth or that are here, it's like death is like the last thing that they had in mind, right? And again, I'm saying this not for you to be afraid, but for you to know, okay, there's a higher purpose here. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're just living, like eating, shitting, partying, I mean, I have nothing against that. I'm doing all of that shit. But there has to be something else, though. Do you see what I'm saying? So where am I going with this? Where I'm going with this is pretty much I'm talking about, being on that spiritual path. For you to get on your spiritual path and for you to be focused and for you to truly understand what that spiritual path is about, you have to understand that you are a traveler here. Because that's going to be the foundation for you to build on. Because now, if you're saying that you are a traveler here, so let's talk about politics. Should you be involved in it? Does it matter any fucking way? Do you see what I'm saying? Does the kind of food that you eat, does it matter? Do you see what I'm saying? Now, this you got to start thinking about certain things. Now you becoming aware of not just you being a traveler, but the inner path. Now it's pretty much pointing you towards you, right? So there's certain things that you have to understand in order for you to begin, or right from the start, from the jump, for you to even get into the spiritual work. If not, you will be distracted. Now, when you're looking at church today, right, it's all social things. You know what I'm saying? The church is involved in a lot of, the I, now, granted, with that being said, there's nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to say is it shouldn't be their purpose. As a spiritual beings, politics shouldn't be none of your concern. Why? Even the person doing the politics, it's like, why are you doing it for? The whole political campaign, the whole politics, the whole society should be about us transcending, understanding who we are. What are we here to do? That's what the purpose should be. And of course, in the mix of it, you fall in love, you bring more travelers into this world, as just the way our ancestors did, and they knew what the fuck they were here for. And everything they ever did was pretty much to let you as the future traveler, not to be distracted. Get on your path, knowing and understanding what you're here for. Not to fall for the illusion. Right? So, but for you to even get there, because I do understand, like the density being on Earth, the fact that you don't remember a lot of things as you incarnating in Earth, you being stripped away from a lot of your understanding or spiritual powers. So now you have to recollect on Earth. That's what you're doing. You're pretty much claiming your power, and you're here to learn, experience things. That's why you have an ego. The ego separates you from someone else. Then you have your senses. You are everything you're doing. You're just a witness. As you understand what your senses are, or as you understand life itself. Think about it. A lot of us came here we have a gift, right? Yeah, I mean, what I'm really thinking about is, I mean, it is right. Everybody has a gift, but I guess what I was thinking about, which kind of like don't really pertain to what I'm saying here, because not everybody know what their gifts are. I mean, that's what I was thinking about. But that doesn't take away the fact that you have your gift, right? So it's just a matter of getting to know yourself a lot more, or getting into your dark side, because your dark side is very important. You can't just be on the light side of yourself and forgetting the dark side of you. And when you do, it's gonna come and hunt you. Do you see what I'm saying? Like Carl Jung talks about your shadow self, but the way he talks about it, it's kind of like everything that's bad goes into your unconscious mind. If you're repressing your emotions, if anything else you're doing. I mean, yes, that is true, but that's not the only thing that's in your dark side. Your gift is in there too. The light is in there too. Your dark side is pretty much your true self or your shadow self. It's in there too. Because sometimes you may have a gift, but you don't know what the gift is, or you don't know how to use it. And that happens all the time. A lot of people have gifts that they don't even know about, or they may not be sure about, or they don't have the confident about. But the bottom line is, all of these things are part of your dark side, right? So therefore, it's important for you to balance yourself. But that would be as the process of you recollecting or reclaiming your power, right? But this video is not about that. It's about the things that you need to know so that you could get on your spiritual path. You got to know that you're a traveler. You have to understand that you are more than you are more than your body. You got to understand that. And I think the best way to fucking illustrate that shit too, I think there was a temptation on Jesus. That shit was powerful. Again, if you're stuck with the church way, you fucked. You got to look at it spiritually. Jesus being in the wilderness, it's the chaotic, this world. Now, before he started his mission, he was tempted by Satan. You got to understand, Satan, it's not, I mean, the whole Bible is fucking mythology, right? So you always got to have an antagonist and a protagonist. So that's going to exist. You have a good guy, you have a bad guy. But at the end of the movie, or at the end of whatever the fuck it is, they both goes hand in hand. Just like you, the Satan part of you, it's your physical self. It's the flesh. So the temptation, when Jesus was being tempted by the temptation, in other words, it's pretty much for you to get on your spiritual path. See, you got to go through Satan too. You have to, because Satan would allow you to acknowledge who you are. And I think, if I remember correctly, maybe I should have looked that shit up, but that shit somehow came in my mind. I think the first thing the temptation was about, because Jesus went like 40 days, 40 nights meditating. That's you trying to that's you making a connection to yourself, right? Because if you're familiar with my video, or the last video I had where I broke down meditation a little bit, meditation, it's what you're doing when you meditate, you're creating a flow of energy. That's why it doesn't matter. Just do the shit. Doesn't fucking matter. If you have a question, good, even better. But it doesn't fucking matter, because at the end of the day, what you're doing, you're creating a flow of energy to come to you. So therefore, if you have a question you don't have the answer for, you're creating that flow of energy so that the answer will come to you. But if you always meditate, you will create that flow of energy. So therefore, you'll be able to download more information. So that way, when you're sitting down and when you're taking a shit, you in a shower, or you fucking whatever the fuck it is, you're creating, then shit will start coming to you. And that's the purpose of fucking meditation. And that's why meditation is so fucking powerful. But anyway, I digress. You know, I could go on and that shit for anyway. So now, yeah, so Jesus was in the wilderness for like 40 days, 40 nights, symbolizes, I think the 40 days, I don't remember, but it's pretty much, you know, like, I don't want to say hard work, but it's pretty much the process. You know, it's putting the work in. That's what the 40 days and 40 nights is, right? So then Satan, which is the flesh, you as the traveler, the illusion is also speaking to you now because it's looking good. I think the first thing was like Jesus was hungry or some shit like that. And then he said that men, no, what is it? It's not some shit about Satan told them to turn the stone into bread. And then Jesus' response was, you know, what the fuck was it? Like, you don't, I mean, pretty much what the fuck he was saying is that you don't, a man or the sons of men, however the fuck he said it, you don't leave off bread alone. So you got to understand that. So you're more than just your body. You're more than just, it's not just about eating food, but you got to feed your mind. You got to feed your spirit. So essentially, that's what that part was. So even for you, you know, for you to get on this journey, even for you to begin the journey, it's imperative for you to understand that. You got to understand that you're more than just your flesh and blood. There's a spiritual part of you, and you got to feed it. So we talked about meditation, knowledge, wisdom, and all that shit, right? So you got to feed that part of you. Now, and I think the next, it was 3 tests or 3 temptation. I don't know. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. But the second one was about I'll give you the whole world, nations, politics, society. Do you see what I'm saying? So I don't recall it. I mean, you guys could look that shit up because what I'm doing here is giving you a foundation on how to look at it. It's spiritual. Nothing in the Bible is fucking. If you go by the letters, it's not going to make sense at all. And if you're only reading the Bible, it's not going to help you either because now, you know, you don't have a broader perspective. You don't know how to kind of like, you see how I'm using this is because I learn about other things. I know about the Tibetan. I know about whatever the fuck, the Masons. I know about fucking Sufis. I know about fucking Buddha. I know fucking about the occult, if you want to call it that way. Voodoo. I know about whatever the fuck it is because as a spiritual person, you're not limited to one type of information. You shouldn't be any fucking way. Because how else would you feed your mind? That's like having a diet, but there's no variety in your diet. It's not healthy, dog. You gotta be healthy. How do you keep it healthy? You know, but the very essence of being spiritual too, it's to be like the wind, right? So you shouldn't be limited to just one type of information because they're all part. You will benefit from every single one of them. The Gnostics, another good one too. Fucking the Kabbalion, all of that shit. So that's why it's important for you. Mythology, it's another one. When we talk about mythology, we're talking about all type of fucking mythologies. African mythology, very, very powerful too. We're talking about ritual, voodoo, understanding all of those shit because it's all part of the one thing. It's all part of one thing, which is you. And by understanding those different type of knowledge or studies, by doing those different type of studies, it makes you whole. It gives you a broader perspective on how, on you being a traveler here and what your purpose is. But anyway, to get back to what I was talking about, so it's important to understand that you are more than just your body. So now society bullshit, nations being like, you know what I'm saying, or first world, the developed countries, uh, third world country, none of that shit matters. If anything, the developed countries, might fuck you up even more because now there's a lot more illusion. Because essentially, what we all doing in life, you work, you shit, right? Those are just the fucking essential things. But when you're living in quote unquote developed countries, you have this illusion like there's a lot more shit going on. Do you see what I'm saying? You got the stock market, you got all kinds of fucking shit. Niggas talking about fucking the economy and shit like that. Like all of those things are pretty much holding you down. There are distractions. So that's why for you to get on your spiritual path, you have not denying them, you acknowledge them for what they are. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's the meaning of being in the world, but not of the world. Yes, I'm here. I got to work. I got to do all of that. But you're not of it in the sense of your attachment to it. As a spiritual person, you shouldn't be worried about, and that shit is a fucking illusion anyway. Do you guys notice like every fucking 4 years or every 8 years, it's like we got to save America? Every fucking 4 to 8 years, we got to save America. From motherfucking what? I don't fucking know. From what? It's all a fucking illusion. Even if you vote like your vote don't even count. See, that's why it's important as a spiritual person to be knowledgeable too. Because knowledge will allow you to transcend and understand this fucking illusion. Isn't it the college electoral vote that select or that elect the fucking president? The popular vote simply tells the senators of that state who you would like them to vote for you. So this is you asking the senators, I would like for you to vote for such and such for us. And when they talk about certain state being pivotal states, that's because they have more than one senators. So therefore, those votes, as far as the college electoral vote, the number of senators that is in those respective, states. If you have 3 fucking senators voting that represent one state, so it kind of like count. But it doesn't come from you. The whole idea of democracy, that shit is folly. It's a fucking illusion. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Not even your judicial fucking system is based on democracy. If it was, you wouldn't have a fucking judge, the member of the jury. You wouldn't have people fighting, trying to present evidence, because a democracy would be the popular vote, right? That's what democracy is. Let's just say you believe that I did something. The majority count. The majority of people would be like, okay, Bud did that. He deserved this. Case closed. Bam. It's done. But that's not the case. Now you're going to have to prove that I did it. And I'm just giving you basic stupid shit too. Stupid shit. So as a spiritual person, understanding your mission here, you cannot be involved into fucking politics. You know, but at the same time, it's not necessarily about getting the fuck out of here either. But understanding the process is the harmony, the yin and yang. You know what I'm saying? It's not about fuck Earth because you're already here. There's a reason why you came. Do you see what I'm saying? You don't want to replace one fucking evil by another evil. Now, let's just say hypothetically, right? So when we're talking about consciousness, we're talking about all of these things, right? So pretty much, let's just say this is an illusion and there's no consciousness here on Earth, which is also part of my belief. If it's somewhere else, right? But then that consciousness that I am put me here, so I'm here for a reason. In other words, I deserve to be here. And as anybody who's involved into spirituality or the occult, you should know, and it's part of the belief that you chose to come to Earth. So it's not necessarily about fuck this vacation. You choose to come here on that vacation, but it's for you to understand you're here on vacation. There's a purpose. And obviously the vacation example, doesn't really fit here because you go there to have a good time, you go there to enjoy yourself. But how it relates to what I'm talking about here is the fact that A, you are a fucking traveler. Two, I mean, you know, your experiences would probably be, you know, equivalent to you having a good time. And then three, you know, your purpose. Your purpose. And every teacher, every spiritual people, a person that came to Earth, their purpose has always been the same. To remind you that you're not here to stay. I mean, of course, you know, I had to learn that myself as well. But most importantly, we always, as we got to know ourselves, as we claim our powers and on our way out, we also came here to recruit motherfuckers that are lost. That's our purpose. Wasn't it? I mean, that's what Jesus came to Earth, right? To save your ass. The Buddha, the meaning of Buddha is wake up, the awakened, or the, what is it? The awakened ones, the enlightened one. The bottom line is wake up. But waking up from what? You got to wake up from this fucking illusion. But for you to wake up and understanding this is an illusion, there's certain, you got to have the basics. You got to understand what you're looking at. And guess what, too? The truth will set you free. In other words, you got to know the truth. Because the truth will not only setting you free, it's setting you free how? By you understanding this is a fucking illusion. By you knowing that you are more than your body. That's what the illusion is. The truth is understanding that I am spirit. I'm also flesh and blood, but I'm more than that. It's a part of me that is that. But essentially, the core part of me, and that's why you're here to experience it. This is your vacation, nigga, your body. Everything else you come in contact with are part of your fucking vacation. Know that you are in a vacation. Don't make it. The problem is a lot of people are making this their stationary home. And you're not here to stay. And that's how you get stuck into the cycle of time. And that's why you keep reincarnating. See, the masters, we put ourselves here, we get out when we want to. So it's not about even the reincarnation don't have nothing on us. That's why I'm saying it's not about fuck Earth. It's about us mastering the skills. That's why we are the old ones. Because we've done it many, many, many of times. I mean, why do we keep doing it to ourselves? I mean, shit, like, to recruit some of you motherfuckers that are lost. And we come in different forms, in different eras, in different times. And besides, we do rotate too. Because some motherfuckers like, fuck Earth, I'm not coming down. Then guess what? Let's be like, all right, nigga, let me go ahead and, straight the shit up. Let me gotta wake these niggas up, man. You know what I'm saying? These niggas are bullshitting, man. You know what I'm saying? And we all do it to one another. We are spirit guides to one another. Like Bobby Hemmett is my spirit guide. Brother Panic, C. Manel, you know what I'm saying? All the authors of the books that I read, all of those motherfuckers are my guides. My spirit guide, my spirit team. You know what I'm saying? I met them niggas, you know what I'm saying? We down, you know what I'm saying? They know what's up. You know what I'm saying? So all of that shit. Right? But anyway, just so I don't, I don't digress too much here because I could talk for days, nigga, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, it's important for you to know why you're here for. And for you to do that, or even for you to get on your spiritual path, it's empirical for you to understand, that you are more than just your body. Politics, society, that's none of your concern because it is a fucking illusion. You're not here to fix the earth. The earth is going to fix itself. And how arrogant can you be too? That would be fucking arrogant as fuck. The earth's going to fix himself, man. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. Don't worry what I got on. Don't worry about it. The earth's going to take care of itself. And it does it every, whenever it needs to be cleansed. Guess what? There's a fucking tornado. There's a fucking whatever natural disaster that fucking happened. The earth does it any fucking way. Don't worry about it. This shit is not going to end. And even if it is going to end, you're a traveler any fucking way. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's important, how do you stay on track? But you got to understand that you're more than your flesh and body. You got to understand that your mission is not to please, it's not to be any part of any type of political aspect. It's not for you to say, I'm American, you Haitian, or I'm better than you. That's just ego shit. Look at history. You see it. It's right in front of you. Don't get distracted. I mean, hey, it is what it is because, but the people who are supposed to hear this is going to hear it and understand it. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not, the ego is what's fucking a lot of people up. That's the illusion. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't so much like to say that because I don't look at the ego as an enemy. Because the ego is doing what the ego is supposed to do. But now it's your responsibility, because I have an ego. Every spiritual teacher has a fucking ego. But what you do is once you become conscious, or you give it, because your ego is short-sighted. That's why they say not to judge based on mere physical appearances, because that's your ego doing that. The kingdom of God is within, right? So it's inside of you. Not because I have dreads, that doesn't mean I'm fucking conscious. Has nothing to do with it. And I believe in one of my videos I did say it. The fucking monks, them niggas are bald headed. And the Rastafari, them niggas got fucking hair, right? Who's more conscious than who? It doesn't matter. But they all use it or do it in a way that serve their purpose. So regardless of what you decide to do, or you know what I'm saying, like whatever the fuck it is, make sure it serves your purpose as far as your spiritual path. Make sure it's actually helping you to grow. But anyway, I digress. With that being said, I'm not going to be here too long. So pretty much, I wanted to touch based on some of the things that you got to understand before you get into your spiritual path, because your society is going to hold you down, family is going to hold you down, because once you understand that you are more than your body, what does that say? Who the fuck is your brother? You see, a lot of you niggas don't even understand the Jesus shit. What the fuck did he say? He said some shit about who my brother, my mother, and father is. Niggas doing the work. That's pretty much what he was saying. The niggas that believe or share the same spiritual understanding as me. See, when you fall into the fucking illusion of family, guess what happens? Family will fuck you up. Not even on purpose, too, because that's what the ego does. It's short-sighted. So what you see in a lot of families today, there's no family soul. A family could be a good thing, but it can also be the worst thing ever. Isn't it the reason why motherfuckers goes to fucking therapies? Or you go see, who the fuck is molesting you? You go, so in fact, shit, this is just showing you how detrimental family could be. You know what I'm saying? And the motherfuckers fucking you up is not even doing that shit on purpose either. Do you see the trend? You see what's happening here? So it's how you using it. It could be helpful, cannot be helpful. There's no set rules like, you know what I'm saying? It's the same shit. I mean, I get it. I get it. You need the feminine and the masculine energy. You gotta have it. I get it. It helps you to balance. A healthy family is definitely the way to go. But as I said, a healthy family, right? A spiritual family, not just a family. It's not gonna happen. If you blind yourself, how can you lead somebody else? Yeah, I mean, you can. You know what I'm saying? To the motherfucking, to the whole nigga. It's a pitfall. That's where you're gonna lead them to. So that's why it's important for you to acknowledge who you are. See, you being distracted. Understand that you're more than just bread. Just like I can't recall exactly how Jesus said it, but you know what I'm saying, that you leave beyond, or hey, I don't remember how the shit went, but like I said, essentially what they were saying about you more than just food, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So if your life, it's all about, I don't know, partying and all that shit. Again, this is not saying not to do none of that shit. But if that's your primary purpose or your only purpose, god damn, my nigga, you're lost. You know, and for you to truly become free, and that's why, again, blessed are the persecuted. You black people, no matter where you are the blessed ones because you're the one going through the most fucked up shit ever. And that's the blessing because the purpose is for you to wake up. Wake up. Go beyond this fucking bullshit. Go beyond the fucking police brutality bullshit. You got to go beyond that shit, man. It's holding you down. And even, you know, and part of it too, it's not even spirituality. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't want to say common sense, but maybe some sort of consciousness, or you know, not the mundane type of conscious or type of consciousness. No president is going to help you, and never had. Nobody. You let me know what country where does that shit happen. Shit, maybe I might need to visit there, or I might need to learn a few things myself. I'm open for it. No system's gonna bring. This is something else you also got to understand. Even when Obama was talking all that change shit, what change did he actually? What he was referring to? It's just a nigga now as being president. That's what the change was. Not a change of the Constitution, not a change of the way you were living, not a change of anything. Because you got to understand, even the Constitution is not meant to it's not even built for changes. That's why they have fucking amendments. An amendment is a modification, not a change. Society as a whole is not meant, it's not built for changes. You got to understand that. They are built to sustain for maintaining a system. And that's what society does. Versus life, you see, like it's two different entities, two different things. And life, you're constantly changing. You have to any fucking way, one way or another. Even if you're not changing spiritually, intellectually, you're getting old, motherfucker. Look at your body. The cycles is happening. Now, what you have, and that's what the meaning of being retarded is, a lot of motherfuckers that are physically going through the cycles, but mentally, they're thinking like you fucking 40 years old, but you're thinking like a fucking 15, 16 years old. You stuck in your ego. You don't know what fucking love is. You have not grown as a person. So the cycle's happening any fucking way. Just to show you that the system that is being in place, that's why you got to bypass that system. It's not even doing what it's supposed to do. There's no way in hell that the same laws that was, let's just say, that was effective 10 years ago to be effective today. It doesn't make any fucking sense. 50, 60 years ago, there was no fucking, well, let's just say 100 years ago, there was no fucking computer. Or maybe if it was around, but not everybody had access to it. That's what I'm trying to say. So let's take it back 100 years ago. So life is constantly changing, but the laws are not. They have amendment. You have to understand that, which is simply modification. But the purpose of societies, when you go to school, that's why school is still the same shit. Niggas still learning about some of the dumb shit that they were learning before. And that's also done on purpose too, because that's why you have to bypass all of those fucking institutions for you to truly get on your spiritual path, because all of them are distraction. And as I stated, every system is built to make sure it's all about survival. It's here to maintain a system. It's not for change. Not for change. So I'm saying this to say that's why it's important. You got to go. That's why a spiritual person, you have to understand all of those different things. Because the truth will set you free. A higher consciousness, higher understanding will enable you to face that fucking illusion. Again, the illusion doesn't mean it's not real, but your perception of what it is. That's what you're changing as you staying on your path. And that's what knowledge, and that's how intelligence or knowledge is setting you free. Which means you're not being magnetized by, let's just say, money, hypothetically speaking, or for lack of better examples. You're not being magnetized or hold down by fucking politics, because now you understand better. Even the politics, look at what the fuck's happening now, man. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm stupid. Even you have two political parties, how they fighting one another. People don't have jobs. People don't have money. This is fucking retarded. This is fucking retarded. Retarded as fuck. Now, Trump said some shit the other day. Oh my God, that shit was cracking me the fuck up. It's like, I'm saying to myself, you don't see these niggas are just having fun? This nigga said he want Biden to do a drug test before some sort of presidential debate that was, I don't know. But once I heard that, man, I was cracking up so fucking hard. Like, how funny can that nigga's funny to me. And then there you go debating that or saying, this nigga Biden said Trump is the first white or racist president. What? Whereas the whole system is based on racism. See, what's the name of that brother, man? Claude Anderson? I can't recall, but he talked about he talks about economic for Black people, right? So, and I can't recall the name of his book. You know, people often don't know the difference between bigotry and racism or being a racist. Now, not all white people are bigots. You know, your bigots would be the niggas that would lunch you just because you're white. I mean, just because you're Black. You know what I'm saying? But racism, all of these motherfuckers are racist. I don't give a fuck. Because when you talk about racism, you're talking about a competition between race. So therefore, they're better than you. Or maybe they think they are better than you. And to show their superiority, well, guess what? They got to show you how you're living. Your spiritual system, it's bullshit. It's demonic. Everything you do is fucking stupid. You don't know how to raise, kids. Like there's no, the father's not there, the mom is not there, or if the mom, the father's, anything to make you look inferior. That's what they do. And that's what's being shown. So that's the system itself. So for you to say Trump is the first racist president, like, what the fuck are you talking about? The fuck? Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see the fucking illusion? And I don't know. And nobody said anything about these things anyway. Like, I don't give a fuck, but I'm just saying all of this to let you know how the truth, understanding, is setting you free. Setting you free from what? From earthly or distraction. And for you to get on your spiritual path, or even before you get on that, you have to understand these things. If you don't, you're going to fall short. In fact, that's the reason why a lot of people are falling short, because they don't understand that they are travelers and that they are more than just their bodies. Knowing that will set you free. Because now what that does, then you'll be able to understand exactly, or look at the illusion for what the fuck it is. Because now you've been taken out of the cycle of times and looking at it from a different perspective. And that's why spirituality is the highest type of consciousness, the highest form of fucking intelligence ever. You know, if you check out guys like Bobby Hemmett, fucking the highest intellect guys I've ever seen, or not met, I never met him in person, or fucking a Brother Panic. Shit. These niggas are geniuses, man. Because that's what spirituality does to you. It allows you seeing, understanding the truth. It allows you to see the illusion for what it is. I mean, I guess if, you know, that's pretty much what it comes down to. So now with that being said, I'm going to leave it there. You know what I'm saying? Know who you are, man. So you could get on your path. Aishin Mali.